You know, family. I don't understand these women. I'm trying to figure out why. Listen, I see a lot of these women that actually have. I don't want to say they have their stuff together, but they're functioning in life. They have their own. They have their own apartment or house or condo or whatever. They have a child, and then they end up with a bum. And I think this is why a lot of these women are always talking shit about black men because of one little relationship they have with a bum. And I'm trying to figure out why are these women, and these are not bad women, but I'm trying to figure out why these women picking up strays off the street. But we're gonna go ahead and get into it because I'm gonna be chiming in throughout this video. Judge Mathers might say a little bit, but we're gonna have to. I really wonder about some of these women sometimes, and it's always black women. Every time I watch a Judge Mathers case, it's always women suing men, and I don't understand why these women are letting. Why you know what? Let me go ahead and get into it. Let's get to it.
Plaintiff Lakeisha Gray met the defendant online, and 1 month after they started dating, he moved in with her and her son. Lakeisha claims after she confronted the defendant about being with another woman, he got mad and hit her, so she retaliated. She's suing him for unpaid loans.
I don't get it. 1 month after they met each other online, he moves in. I've never moved in with a woman in my life. Never. And guess what, brothers? When you move in with a woman and you're only sitting there playing video games and you're doing minimal work or you're not really contributing to the house, she is going to treat you like a child. Brothers, I keep telling you, never move in with the woman. Get your own place. Let's continue.
Defendant Cameron Mitchell says on the night of the incident, Lakeisha instigated the argument by throwing a bottle at the back of his head, and then she would not let him leave the house. Cameron claims he is the one who called the police, and he's countersuing for car damages and the cost of an iPad.
Start with you.
Brother, you caused all of that. That is your fault. And I'm not saying that what she did was right either, but it's still your fault. You caused all of that. Now, let's get to this. Now, we already know how the woman is when it comes to storytelling, so let's listen to her story first and see if it's the truth.
Okay, Your Honor, I met Cameron in December of 2014 on Facebook. He was continuously messaging me, trying to take me out. I wasn't really interested in him at that time, but one day, I finally gave in.
What changed your mind?
He was cute that day.
That day?
Yeah, I saw some pictures and he looked kind of good, so I said, okay, I'll give him a chance. Okay. So I gave him a chance. Things moved really fast. We moved in.
How long?
It took like a month after we were together. He moved in with me in February of 2014 with my son.
He didn't have a place?
He lived with his grandmother and his father back and forth. I can't say that he got really attached to me and my son, Jaden. In April of 2015...
You moved him in with your son 1 month after knowing him?
Yes.
Meeting him on the internet?
Now, brothers, how many times have I said dating a single mother can be dangerous? I'm not saying that they are dangerous. I said it can be. Why would she let after 1 month, you don't know nothing about this man. And my homeboy here, Real, always uses the word vetting. She didn't even get to know him. How do you move a man in after a month and you have a child? That's not even his. So now this nigga is a babysitter.
Absolutely. That's nuts, man. And this is why I think I'm starting to believe that if women break up while they have a baby, they shouldn't be allowed to date until that baby's 18. Because I think this happens all the time. I think women are so desperate, whether it's petty, it comes from somewhere, to move another person, and off the foundation of this whole moving fast is off. He looked cute that day,
Right.
and that was enough for her to say moving with me within a month. She said she made it seem like he was sweating her. And that day she just happened to be looking through his pictures, and it didn't take nothing. That's why I said love isn't really important unless it's driving. If the leading force of it is logic and reason. Love should only be attached to it. When you are of love, you'll want it so bad that you'll put yourself in these situations. How can you even explain this
Right.
to the child's father? How do you even make sense of this?
Exactly.
This is nuts.
Can't make this up, brothers. I don't make these things up. Let's continue.
And that?
Yes. In April of 2015, Cameron decided that he wanted to take a break. In Cameron's eyes, that means that he wanted to have side chicks and still have me.
How you know?
Ma'am, don't lie like that. That was in your eyes. He wanted to take a break, and you probably was like, this dude's about to go smash it on other women. In his eyes. Because he didn't say that, and I'm glad Judge Mathis asked her, how do you know that? So let's see how she answers this.
Because I know Cameron.
Okay.
Really?
He moved back in with his father. Basically, he was still coming over to my home. We were still being intimate. Kept saying, I love you. We were basically together, but we didn't have a title.
Well, he knows how to cut a deal.
What? So now... we took a break. He moved back in with his pops to be a bum. And then, but yet he was still coming over, giving you the pole, but y'all didn't have a title. What does that even mean? What does that mean?
This is normal. This is what if she's not in front of a judge trying to get money or for whatever reason, you'll never hear this story. This is something that they eliminate from the documents of how they met. When they tell the story, they're just going to demonize the dude and make it seem like he just was a predator or an asshole from the jump. They don't really get into details like that. If you let a woman freely tell a story, you just listen, they won't even say this part of it. They won't even say anything about these specific things that if a man wasn't asking, they would actually probably get offended if you start asking questions. They're like, hold up. Didn't you hear what I said, though? The nigga was an asshole. He called me a bitch. No, I want to know how you met this guy, though. Where'd you meet him at?
Right.
Oh, so now I see what you're trying to do. You already trying to figure out. You trying to they already have a guard up for this. I'm telling you, they eliminate shit, bro.
Right. You can't make this stuff up,
What up,
brothers. You can't make this stuff up. Let's continue.
Cut a deal.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I let him get away with a lot of stuff because, I loved him and he
You loved him after 1 month? Go
Well,
ahead.
not at the month, but once we were together for a
that's when
year.
you moved him in with your son.
Yeah.
Go ahead, though.
Yeah, we were together for a year or so. In August 31st of 2015, Cameron was going to be babysitting my son for me because I had to go to work. He agreed. Before he came to my home.
What? What type of job does this? He's going to be babysitting. Where's the biological father for this? Brothers, this is where you need, if you have, you know what, man? This is wild.
She said that she was in love. So you got to listen to the part. Listen to the part where she said, I was in love, so I let him get away with a lot. So she knew that this nigga was probably fucking other women, and she had a problem because she was, I still don't even understand how within a month you feel comfortable enough to move another man inside your house while you have a child. But she gonna say we were talking for a year, and she just told the judge he moved in a month. So what feelings did you have prior? And I already know it was no feelings, but I'm just humoring. What did this nigga say to you? How does I can understand how niggas can, get, do their thing with women and convince them. But how does a nigga with nothing convince a woman to move in with me and I have a child? Like, how does a nigga with nothing? I don't know.
And you know what gets me so upset with women like this? There's a beautiful woman. There's so many eligible black men in America, and you pick a bum, a nigga that was moving back and forth with his father to his grandmother, and you pick this guy to move in with you when there's eligible black men out there in America. Over 50%
Oh yeah, black women
of
should get
us.
arrested. Black, if they have a baby and they break up, they should get arrested if they start dating. They should not be able to date for 18 years unless they fix it with the child's father. They shouldn't be, because you leave a woman up to their own devices. It's like leaving a baby to their own devices in an empty house. The house is gonna catch on. Look, this country is catching on fire as far as relationships goes.
Yeah.
And but basically, yeah, you leave a look. They should not. They should have a Dubai type of jail down here in America, so the kids can be in jail with the mom.
Right.
They both gonna be locked up, just like Dubai.
Can't make this stuff up, brothers. Let's continue.
Cameron went to social media, Snapchat, and posted a video with him and another girl. They were in his car. She was all up on him, had slow music. I was jealous. I got mad. He came over. He acted like nothing happened. We were in the bed, and I confronted him about it. He got upset that I brought it to him, and immediately he hit me. In self-defense, it went from the bedroom to the living room. I had a Hennessy bottle. I threw it. I know Cameron, when he gets upset, he likes to damage things. So he went outside. My car is outside, right next to his car. I followed him outside to make sure that he wasn't going to do anything to my car. We were talking. I went in his car, try to figure out, like, what is this chick? Who is this person? And he got upset, and he pulled me out of his car. And when he pulled me, I grabbed onto a weather strip in his door. And when he pulled me, he was still continuously hitting on me, had neighbors outside watching it. My son was outside watching everything. And the neighbors stopped it. I went into my home, the police knocked on the door, and he was like, ma'am, you have to come back outside to help him find his keys. I threw his keys on top of a tree.
Hold it. They didn't see the bruises?
My bruises?
Yes, ma'am.
My bruises, my face was swollen, but most of the bruises were on my arm.
Did you tell them when they say, come on out here and help him? When they said help him, you didn't say, what do you mean help him? Don't you see my face? Don't you see these bruises?
I did acknowledge to the police that he hit me, as well as the neighbors
you
told them to.
You point to the swollen face.
I didn't point to the.
Sorry, let me hear some background from you.
Well,
Now, brother, before we even get to that, I hope y'all heard her story, because the way she told the story is like he walked in and started throwing mollywops at her, just throwing hands. Just like that. But we're going to hear his story because her story was all over the place. So, again, nobody got arrested. Nobody got arrested. But this is where I say that you're going to understand a lot of men are told not to put their hands on women and walk away. Even though we get into these back and forth with these women, we still care. And I'm going to show you, and he's going to show you how much he cares, even though he's still a bum. But let's go ahead and continue.
From the beginning of things, when I first walked in, it was kind of crazy because when I walked in, she was kind of quiet. I questioned her, asked her what was wrong. From there, she said nothing. I instantly went to sleep.
What are you talking about? Walked in when?
When I walked into her home that night, the 31st of that night.
Oh, you want to start there? Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. But because the reason I want to start this is because I want to say something was not true when she said that I was hitting her. When it started, everything happened. I was instantly going straight to the bed. And when I went to the bed, she started mumbling through her door because I closed her door because the son was sleeping in there. So from there, she started saying little smart things. When I walked in, she was sleeping, apparently, from the way it looked. As I started to go to sleep, I just know 30 minutes later, I heard her just ranting, go back to that girl's house you were at, go back to where you was at, go be with that you was with. So from there, I initially said, like, do you really need me here? Because I'm not going to go through this with you. From there, as I was putting on my pants, she threw a Hennessy bottle at the back of my head. And that's when immediately I'm trying to get out the house, her house.
Brothers, anytime you throw a bottle like that, that is considered assault. Deadly assault, as a matter of fact, not just assault, but deadly assault. Because because she could actually kill that man with a Hennessy bottle, as heavy as that thing is, as thick as that glass is. But again, you're gonna see how much of a restraint he had with this woman. Let's continue.
House, the door is right next to the refrigerator. She's pretty much blocking me, and I'm trying not to get hit with anything else. She has a knife kit, trying not to get stabbed. So from there, I instantly go outside to my car. Is when things escalated more. I called 911 several times with my phone, and from there, the reason the police weren't on her side was because I was the one who was battered and beaten, the one who was beaten the most. So.
But he hit me first.
Was anyone arrested?
No, the reason they didn't arrest her is because she had her son, and I know she doesn't have anyone to be with her, so they was like, if you were to have her arrested, they would take her son, and you would have to go into custody as well. I had to go to work soon, so I didn't want to have to go through that.
Now, you see how much of a restraint he even though all of that happened, he still had a little bit of care for this woman. I keep telling y'all, brother, 99.9% of these women in America are bat shit crazy. And they don't care about nobody but themselves. That ain't even his child, and still he still cared not to try to get her locked up. She would have killed that man with that Hennessy bottle if she would have hit him in the head. Brothers, y'all gotta vent. But and again, this is still his fault because you don't ever move in with a woman anyway. But that's it. Were you about to say something?
I think the dude. I was gonna say this guy is just as crazy as her. Any guy that stays with a woman that's acting and behaving like this based on looks alone is really crazy. Like we just live in an era where the man is really the prize, and I hate to use that terminology because it seems almost feminine in a way, but the reality of it is, if you are a well-spoken man and you can brush your teeth and just work a job and be consistent with it, you don't have to be rich or nothing. Just be consistent. You pretty much got the pick of the litter. That's just a fact in the way that the world is set now. Now, you got the pick of the litter of women, not these little girl-minded the girl-minded girls. They're running around here looking for pretty dudes. Oh, he's the handsome. That's all they really care about. And this is why they end up in situations like this, because they still think like high school students. Like guys like me and y'all shouldn't even be in a relationship with females like this. I don't care what she looks like. She's still a child mentally. And if a woman is in a relationship with you based on looks alone, then you need to get out of that relationship because she don't respect you. She just likes the way you look. And it's always going to end bad.
Right.
Absolutely. This woman, the way she told the story is like, I confronted him about the chick and he just swung on her. Only a chick can look a judge clear in their face and have and say, I confronted him about the chick I saw him on Instagram about and he just swung on me. Come on now.
Right.
Like it don't add up, man. This chick is nuts.
Again, brothers, I don't make these things up.
Wow.
I don't make these things up.
Beauty
could wait. This is for men right now. Beauty, you wait.
Okay.
General, this is not like your panel, General. We don't just be letting women out. This is crazy.
Let's continue.
Wow. See, Beauty kissed all y'all.
Right, so you both
and I'm the only one
Yes.
protected. She ignored me.
Anybody
This
finish
is so-
school or beyond high school or trade or community college?
Just high school.
I did community college.
Got a permanent skill?
I'm into culinary.
Have some type of certificate in that area?
Not yet. I had to take a break.
Why didn't you go beyond high school, sir? You might lose this little job you have, and then what you gonna do?
Well, the reason I didn't continue school is because things are kind of expensive, and I prefer to actually work and to jump into a career.
What career you in?
Well, I'm not in a career yet, but
okay.
I'm trying to get into engineering.
I just advise both of you to get some type of certificate or a degree, but let's get to the loans. What's the loan for?
I'm gonna just make this real quick, brothers. Get you a technical skill. If you don't want to go to a 4-year college, get you a skill under your belt. They got carpenter. Most of these jobs, like these where you're working with your hands, plumbing, all that stuff, you can make an easy between 60,000 and up. You don't have to go to college. Believe me, I went to college, but I did it. I did it for other reasons. I didn't care. I just did it for military to get promoted. But again, brother, just get you a skill under your belt, because work just work it ain't always going to work. But let's go ahead and continue.
Or move back to grandma, one or the other. Go ahead.
Okay, well, the first loan that Cameron had was a PLS loan. Cameron was pulled over in Chicago for having weed in his car. The police took it. Because of the altercation that him and I had, he stated that he wasn't going to pay on the loan anymore.
That's a payday loan?
A payday loan, yes, to get his car out of the impound. We had 2 more payments lasted, and he stated that he wasn't going to pay that.
And that's the balance is $704?
No, that balance is $334.
For the payday loan. What
Correct.
is the other for?
The other loans is for an iPad that I purchased in May of 2014. The agreement was Cameron was going to pay that on a monthly basis. Cameron never did that. I paid on the iPad for a year. That came up to $270.
What else?
Cameron had my car for a week because his car was damaged. He got a red light ticket in my name. I approached him about it. He said, no, I'm going to pay it. I'm just having money problems right now. I kept on receiving notices saying, I have to pay it.
How much finally?
It was $100.
So you got tricked all the way around.
Yes.
All right, let me...
You know what? I'm not even mad at what Judge Mathis just said. I don't understand. It's so many good eligible black men. I'm just speaking on black men. So many eligible black men out there, and you pick a man that was living with his father and then jumping to his grandmother's crib, and then you moved him in. So, ma'am, you deserve everything you got. And then to the guy, I don't see how any man could borrow money from a woman and still and I can't do it. You got to be a brave dude just to even come out your mouth to say, "Could I borrow 200 or something?" I can't do it. But go ahead, Real.
And if he gets a ticket in your name and he said, "You don't just not pay it. You pay the ticket. You're the one that has the money to give. Pay the ticket off, and then charge him for what you had to pay."
Right.
If he made a promise, then you can show the receipt, and then the judge will say, "This is what you don't just let your shit get fucked up because the dude is not if anyone's borrowing money or borrowing anything from you and they end up doing something that costs you money, pay that shit off, because if you're expecting someone that already needs money for you to give you the money just like that, that's nuts to me. I think you just as lost. The dude's asking you for money. You think he's just gonna pay that ticket off? Don't you need to pay that off as soon as possible? So you letting your shit, your points and all this shit stack up because you waiting on it's only $100 fucking dollars.
Right.
That's it.
Can't make this stuff up, brothers. You cannot make this stuff up. Let's continue. Were you gonna say something, General?
I like the way you're standing on business. You still ain't let me do it. Teach me your ways, my brother.
Yo, relax. Let's continue.
Hey, Slim, I gotta drop down and come right back up because for some reason my sound got lost on the video.
All right. Wait, did he? What? All right.
He said take note. Yeah,
hear from you, sir. You want to respond to the loans that she referred to?
Well, yeah, she is correct about the loan. I did have one payment left to pay on it, but with that random incident happening with her going crazy and damaging my vehicle, I felt as if I didn't have to pay that anymore because now I have something on my car that I have to get fixed, and I have to get my iPad fixed as well, which equals way more than what that loan was. So I did fall back on the loan. I did tell her,
How about the tickets?
The tickets, I feel as if that's not my fault because how do you know if I'm the one who got that red light ticket?
I have a statement from his supervisor as well as I have the time when the incident occurred.
She said that's how she knows.
Come on, bro. You should have. Bro, it sounds like you lying now, and you should have taken care of that anyway. Come on, brothers. If you owe any woman money, pay her back, and just for good measure, pay her back interest. I don't even suggest that you borrow money from a woman. But if you do, pay her back and just give her a little bit of interest. just to be nice about it. Because I guarantee you she's going to talk about you like a dog if you borrow money and you don't pay it back. You brothers got to understand that it's nothing wrong with a man giving a woman some money, because most of the time, us men, we're not really going to look for the money back. But when it comes to a woman, you men that borrow money from a woman, she's going to want her money back, because most men don't really, most women don't really want to pay bills. They don't want to pay 90% of anything. They want their money back because they're not used to that. That's not in their DNA. They ain't gonna look at that as no gift. For some of you men, y'all gonna even if you want to pay it back, or if you want to pay it back, you're probably gonna look at it as a gift anyway. Come on, brothers. We don't need to be borrowing money from women. Go to a bank.
I agree with you, Slim, but
yes, sir.
There's anomalies in that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of these women be trying to pay for companionship. Like they know, like you meet a guy like this who's already down on his luck, and I don't know if he's down on his luck or he's just a bum. Either or, though, he's not making money.
Right.
You accept him into your house. You're not accepting somebody that can lead you financially. You know that you're going to be the financial leader. Now, everything that you give to this man at this point is on you. You decided to mess with somebody who's not financially stable. It'd be one thing if you met a guy and he was on and he had a good career, everything was going good, and he lost it, and he went through a rough patch, and he borrowed from you because he like, I'm gonna give it back because he that type of man. I would do that if that happened to me. You would do that. Y'all would do that. We will all get off our butt and find some way to make money. But there's some guys out there that aren't. They raised by their mothers. They think women are gonna pay for their whole life. You know, they try to get by on being cute like women do. And in this sense, if you want to meet a guy and you want to treat him like he's a woman and you just dating him because he's some cute guy to you, and this guy been getting by off of, being cute with women, then you just flip the tables. Now you're masculine. So if a man had given a woman that he was dating and in a relationship some money and she asked for it back, we will all be like, yo, bro, this dude going, why are you asking? Y'all was together. Right. You gave her that. So since she put that gender role on herself, she has to face all the responsibility that any man would have to face since she wanted to play the man in the relationship. She did that to herself. And women do it to themselves all the time. They want a gender switch. They're becoming transgenders. They want to be the masculine person in the set. They looking for these feminine men. Look at his eyelashes. Look at his eye. And they're looking for that, right? Right. And then they get that. That's what they get. So when they get it, you can't be mad at the man. You got to be mad at this woman because once she done with him, or she gets tired of playing that role because she can't maintain it because she's not a man, then she wants to go back to being feminine. And now she wants her money back. That's not how it works. I can't get my money back from none of my exes. So she can't get hers either. She was playing masculine. She gotta get the masculine punishment.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The first thing about the loan, he could have just said no.
Right.
He could have just said no. She gave him the money. We was talking because look, she already moved him in. I'm just saying for him to be petty because she being petty too. She moved him in within a month and she got a child. He could have said no. She was spoiling me the whole time. I moved in with her. But the second one, he couldn't really get away with that because we get a ticket and someone else called. You can't get away with the first one. He definitely could have got away with that. Look how the judge was looking at her for even moving a man. And all he had to say was, yeah, she been spoiling me the whole time. A lot of this shit do become loans later because if a woman say, I heard niggas say on these court shows all the time saying that she gave it to me, because she was lovey-dovey. Now I agree with everything. I think if you're gonna if you're gonna put the role on seeing, once you say you see potential, which is made up bullshit, because all you're doing is seeing yourself in their situation, and you can get it through because you're picturing yourself, so it's made up. But once you start, when men give women money, we're not thinking about, oh my God, I gave her this, I gave her that. When we break up a chick, we done gave her a lot of money. We ain't thinking about getting that shit back. We ain't thinking about going to court. That's something women do. And like I said, I don't feel bad for her. Once you have a child and you bring a man in, I think you should be arrested. To be honest with you, I think there should be some type of consent that If she bears a child by the biological father, he has to give consent, because there's no way in hell. Look how reckless this is.
Right.
She fighting with the dude. She fighting with the babe. She fighting with this guy outside in the car, while the baby's in the bed. The baby in the house crying, and she over there fighting with a man because he was on social media with another chick.
Right.
That's what the baby got to hear. She should be arrested.
Right. So, brothers, I mean, the judge is getting on her too and kind of being sarcastic towards her. But, I always put the onus on you men, because y'all should be making better decisions. Because right now, the decision that she just made is childish, very childish. But let's go ahead and finish this out.
All right, your counterclaim. Your counterclaim for car damages and the iPad. How does she owe you?
Well, as she was going on the rampage with trying to fight me the night on the 31st, August 31st, she grabbed my barbecue grill that I had outside and threw it at my car, and she put a dent in the fender, which cost a little amount to get fixed.
Ma'am, let's start there. His car.
In regards to a barbecue grill, I'm little. How can I get a barbecue grill and throw it on a car?
It's this size. It's this big.
That dent in his car was already on his car, and that.
Man, whatever. I actually believe that you did throw a barbecue grill. Y'all women, sometimes some of y'all women actually get a lot of strength from nowhere. Yet once y'all are angry, y'all will pick anything up. You picked up even though a Hennessy bottle ain't that big, but you picked up a Hennessy bottle. I do believe that you picked up a barbecue grill and threw it at his car. Barbecue grills ain't that heavy, and I'm sure it ain't that big. So I believe you did do that. But again, brother, that's your fault. That's the defendant's fault. You the one who wanted to deal with her. Y'all brothers, if y'all got to be in control. Y'all men have to be in control. I'm not saying that you have to rule, maybe I should say that, but I'm not. You're not supposed to rule over you probably should rule over the woman. But at the same time, brothers, you got to put yourself in a leadership position. You was not. Most of you brothers are never ready to be in a relationship. If you don't have no type of career, if you don't have a car, if you don't have a place to stay, you don't need to be in a relationship at all. And moving in with a woman is a no. I don't care what that woman, even if that woman said, yeah, you can move in, man, you might go ahead and live on the street. But don't move in with no woman. And brothers, if that's the last resort, you better have enough money in your account that if she kicks you out, you can go ahead and get your own place. But I don't suggest that you even move in with a woman. They are going to treat you like a child, especially if you're sitting there playing PlayStation and Xbox and the Nintendo Switch. Let's continue.
And that's also in that letter that his supervisor has as a witness. I never did anything to that car but rip off the weather strip.
All right, he denies even having anything to do with the ticket. How do you know this? How do you know that? On your text, this is what you say about the ticket when she asks you about it. And you got 2 letters about the ticket. That's the thing. I was telling you last week that my check is already gone. And I ain't got no place to stay. That's why I had to move in with you and your son, because I ain't got no money. And then you say, thing is, nothing's going to happen at all, but papers are coming to your crib. That's it. You're going to get the papers. That's it. That's what he's telling you. He admitting he owed the ticket, but he said you're going to get the papers. So ain't nothing going to happen. I don't have no more money. I'm broke. I was broke. That's why I moved in with you and your son. Thank you. You're a good little sucker. I really suckered you. All right. Sir, I'm going to dismiss your claim. I see the evidence that you agree and grant yours. I hope you learned a lesson not to let a man move in with you and your son without knowing him a significant amount of time and somebody who's prepared to be a partner. He isn't prepared. You see, he doesn't even have any qualifications. He has some little job that doesn't even require any skill. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
With this case, I have no problem with him being embarrassed. The judge should have embarrassed him. But with her, yeah, she should be embarrassed too. But for somebody else to tell you, because I'm going to assume she's probably in her late 20s. I don't know. I could be wrong. but could be. Hey, what's going on? What I miss? Yeah, she could be in her late 20s.
Oh my, no, my fault.
But but yeah, brothers, I'm not even mad at the judge even embarrassing either one of them because they both made stupid decisions. So I don't understand how these women are picking out these bummy men when you have eligible black men walking around the United States, and these are good women, but for some reason they pick bummy men, and I think maybe they just trying to. I think what it is that they either they stroke game is good, they height, so because these women want 6 feet or higher, so I think that's probably the reason why some of these women be picking these bummy men, and then they can walk around and say, yeah, I got me a good man after they quote unquote built them up to where they want them to be while they controlling that man. Y'all brothers y'all got to get y'all shit together, so-called black man. Get your shit together. I don't put anything past the woman. 99.9% of these women have a childlike mentality, and I don't care who gets mad at me about that, because with that child, she is unbalanced, because there is no man giving her any type of guidance. So right now she's unbalanced. And even though it wasn't talked about, where is the biological father? I would have took her son. I would have took the son away from her because she out of control. But that's pretty much it.